Hey, it me. Um, I figured I'd make an update. Not really much is going on. I'm feeling a little bit better. That's about it. Hopefully I'm getting out tomorrow or Tuesday. But I want to talk about. I don't really know how to like summarize this, so I guess I'll just start talking. Um, well, for those of you, a little bit of backstory. For those of you who don't know, I was dating someone for a year, almost a year and a half. And by dating, like, I don't know, it wasn't weird to me, but a lot of people were very confused by it. But, like, we weren't official, but we kind of acted like a couple, but I would have never referred to him as my boyfriend. But we definitely referred to each other. By the end, we were calling each other's partners or whatever. So it was like serious, but we weren't. We both really didn't want like the label there, which isn't really that important. But I guess I just wanted to give a little bit of a backstory. But anyways, what is today? About a month and a half ago, probably, yeah, about a month and a half ago, we broke up. Which ended up being okay. We're still really good friends. We still, like, really, honestly, not a lot has changed, actually, since we broke up. Because a lot of our relationship was, like, this super intense, strong friendship, and, like, the romance, sexual, whatever, all that kind of stuff was almost, like, on the side, I guess, is, like, a way to simplify it. But anyways, it's been really nice, or I guess, like, I'm really enjoying how we are now, just as well as I enjoyed it while we were together or whatever. But I'm, like, a little, I don't want to say concerned, but I'm a little confused from myself. So, like, okay, for those of you who don't know me, I have a very big heart, and that can be a good thing and a bad thing. If you have a big heart, I'm sure you understand the struggle. So, like, growing up, like, I always cared about people, like, more than they cared about me, or whatever. I was always the one to get, like, heartbroken when, like, somebody didn't like me or whatever, blah, blah, blah. And when I was 17, I dated this guy who I'd known, like, we'd been friends since we were, like, 14, I think. And then we ended up, like, dating for a few months and whatever, and, like, I was madly in love with him. I think he just kind of liked me. I'm not really sure. He's a confusing person, but anyways, like, got my heart, like, severely broken. Like, this was my heart, and it was just, like, whatever. And I know it sounds silly, because we were only together for a few months, but, like, I really, like, I don't know, I felt something with him that I hadn't really felt with anyone before. So it was just very hard for me. And after that, I kind of, like, I don't know if I consciously decided this, but I was like, okay, so, like, I'm never gonna, like, be with someone where I feel that intense again, because it just, like, hurt too much. So from that point on, I was kind of, like, I would date people and, you know, or have sex with people or, like, whatever, but there wasn't, like, that strong of a connection, and then I ended up dating, wait, I'm trying to think, how old was I? I think I was 19 or 20. No, I would have been, I can't remember if I was, I think, oh no, I would have been 20 because he was 18. I dated someone when I was 20 until, like, for about a year I dated him. And I did like him, but it wasn't, I didn't feel like that kind of strong, like, intense connection or whatever. And after he and I broke up, I had done a lot of thinking for myself and a lot of growing since the first guy in high school. And I was kind of like, okay, like, not that I'm gonna go looking for it, but if I feel this way towards somebody, like I'm not gonna get serious with somebody unless I feel that connection, like that strong, like, I've known you for my entire life kind of connection. And I really didn't think I was gonna find someone. And then suddenly, 3 months later, this guy shows up, and I really felt like I'd known him my whole life. Like, we instantly clicked. Our first date, we were at a bar. I know, romantic. And we literally just sat there and talked for like 5 hours, and we drank a little bit too. But like literally just a conversation back and forth for like 5 hours. And I still like was trying to be cautious, be very safe, because I'm like, I'm not gonna jump right into this because like, do not want to get my heart broken, whatever. And anyways, from that point on, like, continued to grow, continued to have that strong kind of bond or whatever, really just clicked in just about every way, and blah, 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 typical, you're learning to trust someone kind of thing. And then when we broke up, he made it very clear that he still wanted to be friends. And it's like, knowing him, I could mostly trust him, but knowing people in general, like, when you break up and you say you still want to be friends, like, okay. But he actually did still want to be friends, and I wanted that too, and it's worked out. But what is confusing me is that I did not get very heartbroken over him. But I definitely would say that I was in love with him. And what's, like, not clicking to me is I'm wondering if that's like, oh, well, that's because I've grown up and matured and blah, blah, blah. Or if, like, even with all that, like, connection that I had with him and all that, like all those feelings and stuff, like, was I still unable to actually get attached to him, which I never used to have a problem with. I used to be overly attached to people way too much. And now I'm kind of wondering if, like, I've shut that down so much that I don't even know how to access that. Because I was, like, I mean, I was sad when we broke up, and I definitely had moments, you know? Like, because, I mean, when we were together, like, not to sound cheesy, but I really thought we were soulmates. Like, I didn't think that we would ever, like, I thought maybe we would stop, but I thought it would be, like, I don't know. It's just, it caught me off guard, and it was not what I was expecting. And so, like, I really, like, there was definitely a part of me that really felt like we were going to be together forever. And then we weren't. But I wasn't, like, completely broken and shattered. I was just kind of sad. And that's, I can't tell if that's a good thing or a bad thing, is what I'm getting at. Because I don't know if that's, like, I don't know if that's me having a healthy sort of thought process about it, or if that's me not actually allowing people into my heart. And then there's also the third idea that maybe that just means that he wasn't the one, and, like, you thought he was, but blah blah blah, or the one. Okay. But then with that, it's like, well, how do I trust myself? Because I really, like, if anyone would have asked me, like, are you in love with him, are you soulmates, blah, 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 like, I would have said yes. So, like, what does that say about my analysis, that's the word, analysis of our relationship, that I can't, like, that while I'm in it, I strongly believe this, and then we break up, and like 2 weeks later I'm fine, and I don't think that he's my soulmate, and I don't think that he's the one, or whatever. Like, well, what does that, like, does that just mean that I can't trust my feelings? So, I don't know, sometimes I do get really worried that I am unable to feel attached to people. Because I do feel like I love people, but I guess, I don't know, there's a part of me that thinks if I'm not attached, then I can't, like, love them as strongly or as much or as intensely as I would like to. And so if I'm having difficulty feeling attached to people, then that means that I'm having difficulty loving them, and I don't want that. But I want to love people, but I don't want to get hurt. So it's kind of frustrating. And I still don't really have answers for any of it. Because, like, I mean, yeah, like I said, it's been a month and a half, and, like, I really do, like, see him as, like, one of my best friends, but, like, I'm not interested in, like, I don't see him as my soulmate anymore. I don't see him, I don't know. And maybe that's just me growing up and learning to let things go quicker than I used to. But like I said, maybe it's me not knowing how to get attached to people, so there's nothing to get over when this sort of thing happens. So I'm like, I don't know if concerned is the right word, but I don't know how to, like, analyze all this. And it kind of worries me because I don't want to not be able to get attached to people. But I also don't want to get attached to people too quickly or for the wrong reasons. But I kind of feel like before I didn't have control over it and I just got attached to everyone. And now I'm almost feeling like I don't have control and I just don't get attached to anyone. But regardless, I'm not in control of my attachment to people, and that's, like, weird, and I'm not sure that I like it. So, I just wanted to express that. But overall, well, with my CF, I'm doing, I guess, okay. Should be getting out in the next day or two, hopefully. Minus that whole spiel I just went on about not feeling attached to people or whatever. With my love life or romantic life, things are going fine, like, whatever. So, I don't know. I guess my life is not the worst, maybe like a 6 out of 10. Like, I don't want to say, maybe like a 5 at this moment. I don't know, but alright, I'm gonna head out. Bye.